Okay, TonyScapone here, and this is the Epic Gamble, a rather classic version of it. This is essentially the list that we have been on for a very long time, except for, of course, a totally different card here, Flamestoker, which has just directly slotted into the Overmaster slot. Are there spots where we would have rather had Overmaster? Is it going to come up that are those spots going to come up? Sure, absolutely. But this card is just better. One of the things about Overmaster is that it did have tension with Gamble. You did have games where you did have to take a literal gamble if you wanted to give yourself a chance of protecting your Echo with Overmaster, because you can't Overmaster pre-gamble, otherwise you're just making your gamble uncounterable and then leaving your Echo susceptible to Force of Will. So you had to gamble for your LED, hoping that your gamble didn't hit your LED or your Overmaster. Depending on your hand, there were a lot of times where it was just very good chance for that to occur, and the tension was only so much. And then there were other times where the tension was great. Um, it wasn't a huge thing. It's just something that is worth mentioning. And conversely, this card actually synergizes extremely well with Gamble. It feels like a mini little Bergie, where it's just the card that you want to put in front of Gamble. It is the card. Um, Gamble is, uh, unlike Overmaster, Gamble is the card that makes this card actually quite good in your opener. Flamestoker is similar to Overmaster in that if our openers only have this as action, they tend to be anemic. There are kind of like multi-LED hands that are very good with Stoker to start, but for the most part, um, you can trap yourself into keeping hands that you otherwise shouldn't with Flamestoker. Um, but I did want to talk about the Mycosynth Gardens. I have tested it quite a bit in this deck, and I have concluded that I just don't think it's good enough. It has gone down to actual 0 and just not in the deck. I will no longer be testing it for the deck. Um, Obviously, we tested it because of the interaction with Lion's Eye Diamond. But when you really think about it, and of course, if you don't think about it but just go and play it, you'll run into the issues with the card and Lion's Eye Diamond, and a deck that is ultimately looking to go on turn 1, maybe turn 2. So when you do that interaction, and that's at its peak, right? That's where the card peaks, copying Lion's Eye Diamond. And when you're copying Lion's Eye Diamond with the Mycosynth Gardens, I should probably get the card up, huh? When you're copying Lion's Eye Diamond with the Mycosynth Gardens, here it is. You're making a land drop, right? And when you're doing it on turn 1, you have now replaced your land drop. Now, typically, your land drop is a soul land. With this deck, we have 6 of them. That is what the bulk of our mana base is. It is like the land that you want, certainly when you're going off. And at best, at this card's peak, it is giving you only one more mana than a soul land, right? And that is if you can manage to have a hand that can make use of its land drop turning into a Lion's Eye Diamond. It's not a Lion's Eye Diamond beside your land drop, right? Land drops typically cast your spells that help you get to the spells that allow LED to function, right? You cast your defense grid off of your soul land. You cannot cast your defense grid off of Mycosynth Gardens. You cannot cast your defense grid off of a Lion's Eye Diamond. You certainly cannot cast your defense grid off of your Lion's Eye Diamond that you just created via your Mycosynth Gardens. But, okay, so is the power level high enough? Is that one additional mana some of the time good enough? I say no, right? And not just because of the reasons I just mentioned, but there are other downsides, right? Uh, we spoke of it being your land drop, right? But then you sacrifice it. You no longer have the land in play, which is bad for a few reasons with this deck. One, you're echoing, right? You've now shuffled a land that is a dead draw back into your deck, right? We are often playing out grids that we don't even need in matchups where we don't even need it in play, but we're just playing it out to make our echo better. It's compounding with this deck, right? If you put a card that is dead back into your deck, you're drawing 7, and oftentimes you're drawing 7 multiple times. So now you're giving yourself multiple chances to redraw a dead card. Not a good thing. Also, oftentimes we are relaying, right? Which means we are passing the turn, looking to then untap and play again. At which point, we don't have this card in play, do we? So, in fact, at its height, if you relay, you wind up down a mana than from what a soul land would give you, because it would give you 2 on turn 1, 2 more on turn 2, total of 4, which would be 1 less, of course, if this were to copy LED and go through that line. So I found the card to be just off the mark, right? It was a small consolation that it can sometimes make colored mana. We were excited that we would be able to more often, maybe, cast our sideboard cards, but ultimately, for the most part, it was usually just worse than the cards that it was replacing. It's not as good at making colored mana, so if it replaced Volk, it was bad in that sense. If it replaced Shatterskull, well, now we can't kill stuff with, like, Shatterskull is very good at doing that. You can't imprint on it. It doesn't make red unless you have another land beside it or another card. If it's replacing a soul land, I think ultimately the power level was actually just reduced. Like, just straight up reduced. Ancient Tomb and City, really high competition, right? So I, I initially tested, I think, 3 or 4 just to test the card, which was obviously way too much, but I wanted to see how it felt. It went down to 2. I went down to 1. I played with 1 for a while because I just wanted it to be good, right? I say are, but there's really like 1 or 2 more interactions. Like, you could copy a grid. It's not for nothing. You could copy like Monolith is pretty useless, right? It would be tapped, but then you could, I guess, untap it the next turn. It's like the slowest mana engine ever if you're going to copy a Monolith. You could potentially copy a Petal, I suppose, but it is tapped, so it would be a slow line. This deck doesn't run, say, like Baubles, right? Or Haywire Might. There's other cards that make this card really good for a Storm deck, but it has to be a very particular Storm deck. I've had a lot of success with this card in the black Saga Storm. If you want to check that out, I'm sure I'll put it in a card in one of these videos, or you can just look back at my videos. I have several Black Saga Storm videos. I even did one with Bryant. I just had Thraben U do one, and um, so the card has a home. It's really good in Black Saga Storm. We're on 2 at the moment. It could go to 1, but it's it's definitely at least 1, right? It's a non-zero amount for that deck. So that's my thoughts on the card. Don't like it. I am off it. Stoker, I love. I've been playing a lot with kind of a Stoker centric version for a while with a bunch of baubles. Main deck Grape Shot instead of Burning Wish, so that you can just be lower to the ground, open up your sideboard. It's been very good. I'm not done testing with it. I still have a lot of experimenting to do with the sideboard. I do have a video of that too if you want to look back a couple videos. But today, um, we're running traditional, the Epic Gamble, except simply replacing Overmaster with Flamestoker. It's going to change some of our sideboarding. I haven't necessarily figured all of that out. I haven't tested and played enough with it to, you know, we're gonna play it by ear basically. A lot of the times it's similar in the role that it plays as Overmaster, except it prevents us from fizzling a lot, which is awesome. Not for nothing, it can attack, take the initiative. It can block 1/1s. It's it can help us play through ley lines, various hate pieces, stuff like that. So I've really enjoyed the card. It's definitely going to be in this deck. I'm pretty sure it's just simply going to be right where it is right now, as you see it. But yeah, I mean, I know I don't have to go through the deck generally. Maybe I should have done general deck tech, but y'all should know at this point the Epic Gamble, you can just sift through. I probably have at least a dozen videos at this point on the deck, so you can go back, check those out. But yeah, I'll see you in the first round. Okay, here we are in round 1 against LOL for reals. Sorry, I forgot to hit the button. I actually mulliganed my first hand. It was unplayable. We are certainly keeping this. Our opponent has kept on 7, and we are on the play. I will bottom Grim Monolith. Doesn't really matter between that and Relay, except Grim Monolith at least tips them off to a more traditional Epic Gamble, although I'm sure nobody's really privy to the differences between that and the like all in on Stoker Belcher in the sideboard shenanigans that we've been pulling with baubles. So we're gonna drop double LED into Opal. We won't counter Opal. If they did, we just echo, and if they don't, which they're not going to and didn't, we're gonna gamble for another echo. That way we can threaten a double echo and we can potentially play through a Force of Will. If they don't have a Force of Will, well then we are just really off and running. It did in fact have a Force of Will Thought Monitor, so it looks like it's 8 cast. They did not have double Force of Will, and we hit an extremely good 7 to have 7 Storm. So we'll go Petal. We'll go Chrome Mox. I'm actually just going to imprint this gamble so that we can go City. And a nice clean relay for 10. And that is looking pretty good. I don't really see them coming back from this. We gave them a random 7. They could have Chalice, multiple Force of Wills. I still think we can play through that and win, but we'll see. Oh, they pushed a Thought Monitor, so they might be on like the Painter version. But who knows, right? They could be on some sort of Echo Vaon shenanigans, but for the most part, this is just the one of LED that's in the blue Painter. Which means they do have, this is a pretty flagrant, I forget the name, the improvised counter. It costs one blue and 2 with improvise, and it's a mana leak counter spell. So I think we can afford to go Stoker, and we can play a city, max out on mana here. Grim Monolith, there's Stoker triggers, cast Grid. Wonder if it was advisable to play the Volcanic. Because without playing that, we can't really go Hellbent. They just have a Force, Pitching Force. The Lotus Petal, but it's okay. We have these Flamestokers that we can use. Play this one, tap this one, let it resolve, choose this one, to cast the Rite of Flame. Now our Stokers are maxed out. Get our red mana from that. I'm just going to go ahead and draw 4, discard this Volcanic Island. There's another defense grid, excellent. Let's go ahead and play that. Now they can cast their Mana Leak. Yep. Metallic Rebuke, that's what it's called. 1, 2, 5. I mean, we don't necessarily have to pay for this, but I'm going to. Okay. So, because if they had a force, they'd just be forcing it, right? Not Metallic Rebuke. So you could just let it get countered, not pay the 3, and then you have more to go off. But we're probably going to be spinning the wheel, putting them into more Force of Wills. So we might as well just go this route. We're nearing Grape Shot territory. If we draw 4 right now, it could get dicey. We kind of whiff, and then we can't get rid of our hand, and then gamble isn't good. I think I'm going to echo with this gamble while I still have an LED to ensure that we can turn it into action. And then these are nice safety nets to have. This is the last echo in the deck. Do have one more on the sideboard. And spin it. Then that looks like lethal. It is in fact lethal. So imprint here. Play Mox Opal. Play Grim Monolith. We didn't have to. In fact, at this point, we just have a grape shot. So we will go ahead and get him with the grapes. Alright. Nice little turn 2 there. So typically against 8 cast, you play empties, but considering they are painter deck, we're not always going to have that luxury, I don't think. You don't have to worry about Chalice is kind of the trade-off, which is the reason, another reason why you play empty. Probably the primary reason why you play empty against 8 casts. Well, half of it. Half of it is because Chalice is a pain in the ass to be able to combo through. The other half is they also run counter magic, so it's the best way to beat both of those things. But I do have to worry about Canonist. But I think between smashing and being able to just like wish for Void Snare, or for Shattering Spree rather, I think we're fine. Yeah, this'll do. I'm really hoping to draw a 0-drop, preferably a Lion's Eye Diamond. Mulligan to 6. Spire, Opal, Petal, LED, Canonist? Nope. Painter? It is a Chalice. Huh. The first time I've seen it. Into an Emery. They hit Painter and Petal. Interesting. You just want to go Volk Pass here. I need to have a large enough relay that it can reasonably get through this Chalice. They don't have too much going on. That could change. It's worth noting they can't cast a Grindstone. They'd have to get it off of Saga. It was an excellent draw. Excellent draw. So we can go Bergie, use our Spirit Guides to cast Monolith. Tap, cast another Monolith. Alright, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Yeah, this is pretty good. And we don't even have to tap the second Monolith. I wonder if it's worth just playing a Monolith and then horning next turn. Or even just horning this turn. Passing. Horn this turn and pass. Next turn we're looking at 10 cards. Guess we might as well do it with these. They can't cast the Haywire Might. Canonist is the only way we get punished. They could go like Thoughtcast into Canonist, that sort of thing. I suppose... No, you know what? They have some counter spells too. Or Force plus blue card. Well, all the cards are blue. Could go for it now, but that's pretty risky. I think I want to go for the Bergie relay plan. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a relay for 5. Chalice isn't going to matter all that much, thanks to Bergie. Just cycle the Stoker. And relay for 5. Another Bergie, so that's a Horn. And that's a Burning Wish, that's very good. Okay, so we have... Pretty sure we have Horn into Reforge the Soul. And for those of you who have asked me before, or maybe wondered and not gotten an answer just yet, why do we have Reforge the Soul? And here it is. Well, I guess we do have access to blue, so you could potentially Burning Wish for a gamble, but there's a Chalice in the way. But I guess we get Horn, Burning Wish, Echo. Although then you're playing into Graveyard Hate. LED is pretty good here. Wow. So we make a land drop, tap it. Let's play a Monolith. I'm not even sure if you want to use that. I think if Horn resolves and any wheel is lethal, we don't necessarily need black mana, which is ultimately what this is going to give us for Pier. So I think I'd rather get the 2 cards to try to beat a potential counterspell. He could be on Fairy Macabre. So I'm not about to get an Echo and activate. 1, 2, 5. Let's activate now. Try to find a grid. Ding! So, 1, 2, 3. I don't know how improvise reads. I don't know if they can improvise through a defense grid. I don't think they can. It doesn't stop if they have a Force of Will, obviously. I'm gonna play Chrome Mox. Maybe Fairy Macabre is so much less likely that I am actually supposed to get Echo and activate. I think I'm supposed to take the chance that I think the upside of getting 2 cards. Oh, okay, they're just gonna do it now. Makes sense. Okay, so they did have a Force. We can untap this. We're in a very good spot here still. Yeah, I guess I'll attack. Why not? Put the Petal back out. Attack for 1. Ding. 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit awkward. We don't automatically have a win here. Because now we don't have a blue source for Echo, and we don't have double red for Reforge. Still gonna get the Echo. A lot of good draws here. Or hits off of this. Does that count? It gives us more looks. Gives us more looks. We can discard. I guess I'll just discard an empty. And we missed. We definitely missed. But we do have an Echo next turn. What is this? 4 mana? Are you kidding me? Just outrageous. So now we gotta hit a Burning Wish again. It's actually something that could potentially help. Oh, we do have this Echo. I'm so used to being locked by Karn. We have our Volcanic. Okay, so we should probably play this. And now we're going to draw them into cards and we'll be able to attack Karn, which means they'll have to block with this. Maybe I keep this? Because it would be a good draw so that we could blow up Painter. They're underneath grid. I'm going to leave it. Let's spin the wheel. Okay, we hit a bunch of nothing. Bunch of nothing. Do get to attack. Obviously they block. Oh, okay, I thought they didn't block. They can replay it, but again, they can't play Grindstone. I guess they can kill it with this. Yeah, just brutal. So it's mono blue Painter, and they're playing Karn and Chalice. Which are typically things that you don't have, neither of which you typically have to worry about in blue Painter. Another Emery that's an LED. So I guess they can lattice us if they really wanted to. I mean, yeah, and then we can't attack. We can make red mana, though. We can make a lot of red mana, in fact. If we draw Burning Wish, we win. That is absolutely not Burning Wish. But we still have outs. Bergie definitely gives you outs against Karn. Let's see, they've got Chalice, Needle, Haywire Might. Still kind of locked underneath their own Chalice. They blew up our Volk. Still, if we drop Burning Wish or Wish, we win. Play Lion's Eye Diamond. No dice. Oh, I'm just going to discard one of these Rite of Flames. They're going to play a Painter, and then they're going to blow up their own Chalice. Well, next turn. So, we got to draw it this turn. Burning Wish, Wish. Oh, they're doing it now? They have it in hand? No. Shatter Skull Smashing. Oh, we had a lot of outs. I really wanted to punish Mycosynth. Now they go get a Grindstone and grind us. Ah! Holy crap. I'm so tilted. Maybe I shouldn't have, it was a bad time to start this video. I just lost a trophy match and trophy game in a super tilting way. And then I fired this one up. And then that just happened. Oh god. I guess we want some number of Echoing Truth. Empty is risky with Karn. I think I'm fine with cutting one of the Stokers. Alright, we only have 8 minutes. This hand is good. I've seen better, but it's got a lot of spells that just demand answers. And they mulliganed. Alright, just the 6. Let's play out this Monolith. And I guess they have Haywire Might. They also have Chalice. I'm gonna hold it. We need the red post-Bergie. Chalice on 1. Do it. Do it. Alright, let's draw a grid and close it out. Petal. It's a pretty good one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 2. I still think I want to go Berg. I'm gonna force Bergie. Pitching Thoughtcast. The LED. I mean, I think I just make goblins. 4, 7. And cast Wish. Just make goblins. Lose the Fluster. But they don't have the mana to Karn plus Bridge. If they Karned, I could kill it. They really have to have a fast Painter kill, and of course they do have a Painter. But they can't play Grindstone, because they have Chalice on 1. Can't play their Haywire Might. If I had to guess, they're probably at least somewhat new to this deck. or like an 8-cast player that's trying it out and figured, although I don't know, I haven't seen um, Curtis's latest list. I know he won a couple challenges, like either back-to-back or in very close succession. So maybe he's been playing Chalice. So they're in trouble. They go down to 1. They can't use their Ancient Tombs. They have 1 card in hand. I think we've got this one locked up. I think. I don't know. But it would certainly seem as though, huh? Island. What are you going to do with that island? Alright. So we won round 1. That was a close one. See you in round 2. Alright, here we are in round 2. We are 1-0. We're playing against Terrico Genius. And we are on the draw. We opened up a rather medium hand. It becomes reasonable if we draw a soul land, but still only We can definitely do better, and we have in fact done better. This is most definitely better. Yes, Forest. Thank you, Forest. I love to see a Forest. Whoa. Let's go Petal. Let's go Rite of Flame. Petal. LED. Question is, are we a coward? Like, could be a control deck and they're just messing with us. Like, what Forest deck plays Forest Go? You gonna Forest Go me? In this economy? Alright. I'm a coward. Not entirely, right? Like, we're going. We're just kind of taking out an insurance policy. And we gamble. And we go. Veil of Summer. That I don't care about. But it tells me I don't think they're just like some fair green deck, right? I don't think we're supposed to get greedy and use this Rite of Flame. We just relay here. I do think they're on a blue deck. Obviously, it's not elves. It's not like Maverick. I think it's some sort of like natural order Bant, show and tell, possibly Eureeka. There's the island. Yep. We truly do not care about Veil of Summer. When we win, we draw our whole deck and we just grape shot them. This really doesn't matter. It is possible that they pinch us on mana though. Let's see. They're gonna let us cast some monoliths. Nope, they're gonna try to pinch us on mana, which is a reasonable line. Let's go for another monolith. We did wheel them into double Force of Will, which is a little bit frustrating, I must say. You get to imprint, Rite of Flame, monolith. I will lose it if they find another. Okay. Can't really afford to Burgie just yet. We do have to gamble for an LED. And we are in big trouble if we miss. We did in fact miss. We did in fact miss. Unbelievable. Alright, I do think we cash in for a grid here. Let's get that one in. Lose all of this. Then we get to go grid number 2, untap, and then the following turn we just get to go in. They might have Dryad Arbor into natural order here. More grid. It was not a good draw. We'll play this grid. Pass, we'll untap Monolith at end step. Really, we just want to get Hellbent. And spending 4 to get 3 next turn is better than spending 2 more. Because we'll get 3, we'll have to pay 2, which is 1 more mana. Could be Eureeka. I do think it is that deck. They just don't have those cards in their hand. We are free to do as we please. That was a good one. I'm going to play this out, because we have plenty of mana, and I do not want to redraw it. This is our last Echo in the deck. It's red, blue, take 2, spin it. Okay, we got there. Any number of ways we got there. I mean, just seeing the Burgie was basically enough. Because then we can just play Horn. Horn is almost guaranteed to win here. But we just have lethal. No, there's 3 grids, OP. There's 3. 2 was enough. But there are 3. Yep, the opponent is upset. I would be too. We're gonna gamble for fun. Go for Wish. Oh. And they have not cast Veil Summer this turn. Otherwise, we could just go get Peer into the Abyss, and then wind up grape shotting them. Alright. So, game 2, I don't think we change anything. If I were them, I would literally be removing Veil of Summer from my deck. Unless I truly had some worse cards. Okay. This hand is slow. Well, it wants to go slow, right? We can go in on a gamble, but I don't think that's really the way to play it. Grid is best draw. That's not bad. Well, I think I just want to play both Stokers off of Rite of Flame. In which case, I probably just want to gamble instead of Burning Wish, because I think Burning Wish is just getting Echo anyway, so it's just the more expensive one. So it's better. We can imprint. They're going to force Chromox. Pitching Show and Tell. Okay. You got it, bruh. Breh. And then they're going to F6. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go in. We're going in. Unless they tricked us. I mean, I'd be going in either way, whether they're F6 here or not. We didn't quite make it to a relay, but I think I will attempt to put this Monolith into play. See if we can manage to have an explosive turn next turn. Really just want to draw a grid. That's annoying. I haven't seen this card in forever. Okay. I guess we're going to be seeing it a lot. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's go. Let's attack. Let's play a Monolith. 3, 4, 5, 6. Are they forcing? No. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. We could 3, 4, 5. I guess we don't even have to imprint. Or no, we can't. We wouldn't have double red. Alright, so I'm just going to imprint Burning Wish. Yeah, I want to be able to activate Stoker as well. It's relay for 3. Gamble. Grid. Gamble. Draw 4. We go Ancient Tomb. And just untap a Monolith. Because I don't want this Stoker to get countered. And we would have had to play Opal and Grid before it. I don't think it was worth it. Cool. Okay. So, I think we're screwed. Let's go Stoker. Grid. Force the grid. Alright. Yeah, we gotta pass. We gotta find, like, a Rite of Flame. Spirit Guide is close. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, we hit the Rite of Flame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, it's enough. They have one card only as well. Damn. It's pretty good. 2, 3. Rape shot. 1, 2. Same targets. Bang, 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 bang. Might as well attack. I guess they could have a, well, whatever. I'll just sacrifice it if they really have a snake. Is their last card. Oh, do I want to sack it? I don't think so. I don't think I want to use Monolith either. I think I just want to play this grid and pass. And we'll draw 4 next turn. So now we just gotta find another Wish Impulse. That's pretty good for them. So if we find a Wish, we can blow these up. Yep, we get 3 red sources. Red is in play. I think I play the Stoker out. Let's attack. Let's draw 4. Okay. And gamble. I think I gamble for Bergie. Jesus. Whole lot of that going on this league so far. Just trying to think. Do I want to waste an opal on something that can kill creatures? Do I really think they have more than 2 collector roofs? They might. They're relying upon Atraxa to find it. But 2 is probably the number. You know, we have 8 mana without. Although this is gonna require a lot, huh? Could also just use this right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 counters, 5, 4 mana post Stoker. Yeah. I guess I'm in for it. I didn't even think of that until I did. Alright, that's the last smashing. We go down to 6. 4. Down to 4. Draw 4. Okay. Cage is in play. Next turn, 2, 4, 5. We don't have double blue. We can't untap a monolith unless we imprinted this. Oh, that's the last one in the deck as well. Yikes. Freaking cage, man. Are we gonna find another wish? There's still 4 in the deck. Is it a Eureeka? We're at 4, so I don't need this, and I don't need to put these into play. I mean, we need to, if we hit Petal, Opal, that's a good one. There's a good chance that one's gonna do it. There's the Burning Wish. Still need a little more mana. There it is. There it is. Alright, we don't need that. Game over. Lay this one out. Lay this one. Rite of Flame. Lay Burning Wish. Shattering Spree. Replicate once. Target one. Target the other. Blow those things up. Spin the wheel. Draw our entire deck. No big deal. We'll just do this to make things faster. Do. Okie doke. Let's make some mana. Make opal. Make petal. 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 Burning wish. We already used our grape shot. And there is no Veil of Summer to worry about. GG. Wow, we 2-0'd them there. Those 2 games were insane. Both of those games, I was tilted at one point. But we pulled both of them off. So we are 2-0. I will see you in round 3. Alright, here we are in round 3 against Kai Jimmy. And we have won the die roll. We will play first. We opened up a very close hand. There is no initial red source, so we will be mulliganing. Okay, this is an example of a Stoker opener that I would actually keep. Question is, do we play these out, or we go for the super high upside? Typically, I've been playing these out because there is a lot of Chalice these days, but it has tension with this other Stoker. Also, if we play them out and they just kill our Flamestoker on board, I'm going to take the chance. Okay, Volcanic Island, Darcy. That's good. I didn't want to see Delver, but mostly because I didn't want this to get bolted and I didn't want to get Wasteland, and neither of those things occurred. So, pretty happy here. We want to draw Echo. It's probably the best draw. Another LED would be great. Relay would be great. Any non-land mana source would be great. Grid would be fine. Okay. So, let's play Tomb. Play Stoker. Start rolling out these LEDs. That way days just doesn't matter. I will pay for grid with an LED, because I plan on using them anyways. Unless they're going to force one. Be super awkward. Or if they want to daze one. That would be a weird decision. They're going to force one. That's okay. Play another one. Play a grid. Grid resolves. We don't have enough mana to use one of these, but hopefully they don't just have like double bolt now. Land. Hopefully it's just a Murktide. I think it is. Yeah, that's fine. We better get there. Like this turn. If we draw Echo, I'm gonna wish I didn't use this. I'm gonna use it though. Also makes Opal worse. Oh no, I was supposed to tap this one. Okay. This is pretty good. Could get Horn, but I think I just want to go Bergy. Cast Rite of Flame. Cast Chrome Mox. No imprint. Gamble for Echo. And hope we hit a Petal, LED, or Opal off of 4 draws, and we certainly did. Ooh, yes, we did. These babies out. Chrome Mox out. Spin it. Okay, this is looking quite lethal. Let's just make a horn. Start getting rid of the cards we don't need. Already have an Echo, so I don't need Gamble. I guess I could have used it to try to find Burning Wish, but it doesn't really matter. We're spinning. We are spinning if we don't find Wish. We did find it. Let's go ahead and make some black mana. Cast the black, cast the Burning Wish, and go get the chicken tendies. Got 'em. Okay, we're gonna bring in the empties, and I think I'm still wanting to take gambles and wishes out. I don't know. I'd probably rather have Overmaster in this matchup. Um, we did just definitely win that game thanks to Flamestokers, but I don't know. It does give more targets to take the heat off of Bergie. Overmaster is very good at getting in between Rite of Flames to guarantee the mana to get towards an empty, or just give you that extra storm you needed for a more legitimate empty. Whereas Stoker is its own engine in and of itself, and it's never going to replace itself with mana. And it's never going to protect Rite of Flame number 2. See, with Overmaster, you could Rite of Flame, as long as they'll let the first one go, then Overmaster protects the second one, and then that gets you to the 4 you need to empty. This hand, Overmaster or Flamestoker, isn't doing it. This hand is so close to an absolute banger, so we're going to keep it. Best draw is probably a Soul Land, but we don't have an empty play if we bottom a red card. Yeah, I'm still, well, I guess that means, no, I'm gonna bottom Burning Wish because I'd rather, well, is that true? I was gonna say I'd rather imprint empty than Burning Wish, but that might not even be true. Empty is like the all-star, right? If we grid, spin the wheel into an empty, that's a good thing. So I'm gonna put that one in our deck. So Petal, Opal, not another Chrome Mox. Petal, Opal, Soul Land, any land. Petal, Opal is 8. 6 Soul Lands is 14. Falk, Smashing at 17. Spirit Guides, 19. Rite of Flames, 23. Probably about 50% to hit. Yep. Yes, indeed. So we don't want them to daze. Obviously, they did in fact daze. So now we can wait yet again. We don't have to worry about Wasteland. We do have to worry about Meltdown. Or we could just put them on not having Force and just go for it. It's super risky, but it's really good if it gets there because they picked up their damn land. I mean, we're not guaranteed to hit a mana. And this does also open them up to like Ponder, Brainstorm, you know. I'm gonna go for it. They seem to be F6'd. And we got there. Hell yeah. They still seem to be F6'd. We're gonna get greedy and go for the full 20 gobos. So now they basically have to have their sweeper in hand and their random 7 cards. I suppose they could cantrip if they don't fetch and then block and go to 1 and then find it. But I think they're daubers. We got them. Alright, we are 3-0. See you in round 4. Okay, here we are in round 4. We have won the die roll again against Harksar 1990, and we have a reasonable opener that we will certainly keep. Opponent mulligans to 6. I want to say they're a lands player, at which point this hand is not nearly as exciting, but I don't know that that's true. They've sent us a message. No more traps now. Auto lose. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's say hee. Am I gonna get wastelanded? Once upon a time. Cloud post. Okay. Okay. So I do think we wanna play a horn. It's gonna take a lot of resources to do so, but I'm fine with it. Now, if the top 3 are either Echo, Wish, Burning Wish, Gamble. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow. Right now we really have to hit one of those. Jeez. That's brutal. I guess I should know. I know this. They play a lot of these. Just the Combat Wasteland. Like they just straight. They might even play 4 of these freaking things in their main deck. God, it's been so long since I played against this deck. I should have thought of that. Green Sun for 1. They're ramping. Echo, please. Grid. That's really bad. It's really bad. This is one of our best matchups. Like, possibly the best matchup. Um, but, you know, that's the thing with your 90% matchups. 10% of the time, you get wrecked, or you just make. I mean, it was pretty much a mistake to play this. Having said that, they probably still would have played it on Horn. We've played enough where they know it's the only card. Well, I guess there's Stoker now, but they probably would have played it. It was in their hand, and they probably would have named Horn. So even if we waited, unless we didn't draw anything. We drew Chromox and Grid. All right, last chance. Come on, deck. I mean, we still just missed on 3 draws. Could have been. Okay, they have infinite mana. Yikes. Okay, so you don't actually change your deck against them. I mean, is it possible they're playing some number of Collector if they are a Green Sun Zenith deck? Typically, they don't. And we're not just straight up dead to it with this deck. We have red sources, we have Bergie, we have Grape Shot, we have Shatter Skull Smashing. We want our grids because their deck is full of. They said no traps, but their deck is full of traps. Trap, Endurance, Force of Vigor. And Force of Vigor is the big one. So in this matchup, you just want to play grid in to kill you. Of course, it's not what this does. Yeah, we're just going to have a bunch of awful hands. Triple Burning Wish. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 7. We have an Echo with 2 mana post Echo. I want to believe them that they're not on trap. I don't really have much of a choice. Or I guess I do. We could play around trap. I don't think I'm going to. I think they have a Force of Vigor. Once upon a time. Why would you cast that? You know Endurance isn't going to help you. Just makes it so you can't cast it. Why would you cast that? It is a green card, so it's not like you're searching for a green card for Force of Vigor. I guess it can inform a Force of Vigor as to what you want to pitch. Suppose that's reasonable. Yeah. Yeah, they might as well hit that. Take us off of Metalcraft. Okay. Close to lethal, but not quite. Imprint Wish. We play Bergie. LED. And Gamble. Echo. We spin it. Spin it to win it. Okay. Let's go. Rate of Flame. Grid. Force of Vigor. Oh, and just scoop it up. They're off it. Alright, game 3. Run it back. Alright, this hand is a risky Echo situation. I think we can do better. There's a lot of draws that make this hand really good, though. Still think we can do better. This is better. This is definitely better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. We are 1 shy of Pier. Yes, please. Endurance. Cavern. A green creature. That was pretty good. It's a Monolith. Let's do Grid. Battle. Battle. Lines of Diamond. Burning Wish. Let's get Echo and let's spin it. Okay. If we go Stoker first, we have to imprint. Yes, Gamble. 75% chance. Oh, I don't like that. I think I'm going to take my best chances of not getting wrecked by herself. Okay, Fairy Macabre is like the only thing that could kind of bite us here, which they obviously don't have. Now we got a Stoker on board. Getting stoked. Spin it. Okay, bunch more mana. I like it. So play this petal out. Play the LED. See if we can spike another LED. We did. Once again, we hit the Echo directly, which would not have been good against them had we not put a grid into play. Do we want to draw 4 first? I don't think so. We're most certainly in grape shot territory. Storm is 18. Okay. So if we gamble for Burning Wish and it hits one of our mana sources, then we won't have enough. So I do have to play these out first, if that's the line I want to go for. We have no more echoes in the main deck. Let's go for it. And we got there. Get them with the grapes. Alright, we came back. We even get to kill their dude. The GG's in the chat. Alright, we are 4-0. On to the final match. A trophy match. I'll see you there. Alright, here we are in the final round for the trophy, and we have won the die roll. We've opened up a reasonable hand. I think I keep it and just open on Monolith. The awkward thing is that these days you want to play out zeros. You don't necessarily want to play this Chrome Mox out, although I don't hate it. I'll keep it. I'll play Monolith. Oh, it's such a tough decision. I'm going to play it out. In fact, I wonder if at that point we're supposed to just play the horn too. If we're going this far. If they have a force, they might force here. Thinking that we're relaying. They did not. They do have a force, and they were super patient, and we're against Delver. None of that is a good thing. But in much better shape if we had just Monolith passed. If initiative weren't the menace that it is, I probably would have. I think we hold Petal. Could play it out to untap Monolith, but really I want double blue so I can frontside this Echo. They ponder. Attack. Okay. We're getting there. Let's see. Relay is our best draw. Don't want to get wastelanded. Yep. Relay no longer even a good draw. Well, I guess it's not terrible. That is terrible. We have Delirium. We're getting bashed pretty good now. They have 5 cards in hand. We keep drawing blank. Play a grid out. They force it. Pitching minor misstep. So now we just hope that they're out of permission and that we draw Lines of Diamond or get lucky on a gamble. They're going to Brainstorm, get oiled up. Bubble. Generally speaking, we are favored in this matchup. I'd still say overall we're still favored, even after losing game 1. But after losing game 1, it's damn near close 50-50. God, the last league I just played, of course, the trophy match was against White Initiative, and I kept a grid hand that was good against Delver, and now vice versa. 3, 4, 5, so we're 1 shy. 3, 4. I guess technically we're not quite dead. Oh boy. So they hit us, double iteration. If they don't find a bolt, I'm sure they'll find permission at least. And there's the bolt. Okay, we're gonna do what we always do, and what we did last time as well. Gamble and wish out, empty in. This hand is awful. This hand is okay, but it's not great. I will keep. We'll bottom. Just trying to decide, do I want to go for a turn 1 relay? That's pretty anemic, but may very well set up our empty. Or we can just set up our empty by playing a land and passing. In which case, do I want to hold on to Burning Wish or Relay? 2, 4, 5. I guess if we draw an Opal, Petal, Chrome Mox. Well, Chrome Mox, no, but Opal or Petal, I'd rather have Burning Wish because I can actually cast Burning Wish into empty, but there's no world where I can make 7. So I guess we're just giving up on the relay. Yeah. Doesn't feel great. Let's go city and pass. I'd rather them play a threat than hold up, for instance, minor misstep is pain in the ass. They did not play a threat and we drew a fucking terrible draw. I really want to make 6 goblins. Let's see if they'll misstep my LED. Nope. I'm gonna make 6 goblins on turn 2. It's really bad. Alright. Brainstorm. Okay. No meltdown, no threat. Perfect draw. Jeez. Yep. It's the one. Thanks, Grid. Thanks for showing up. It's gonna get dazed. No, it gets forced, at least. Alright, we got Wastelanded, Darcy. We're just gonna go. It's not getting better. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I don't think I'm supposed to Stoker. I think I'm supposed to try to resolve Rite of Flame. They probably daze it. They didn't. Wow, which means Chromox is probably going to resolve. Which means we have a reasonable chance here. There's a very high likelihood that we're going to wind up getting hit by Meltdown or Brotherhood's End. But it did hit 6 cards, regardless. However, if they melt down, they're not particularly good. Okay, no Brotherhood's End. At least this turn. We didn't hit any grids, which is not good. Alright, land number 4. Volcanic number 4. Wobble. They get Delirium. They're attacking. No meltdown? Please. Please. They wouldn't melt down for 1. That doesn't make sense. It's a Murktide? It's nothing. They thought better of it. Oh, that was a good draw. There's no world that we're not playing City, so we'll play that. We have 3, 6, 9, 10 mana. 4. I think it's worth playing Stoker and a Bergie. Wow. Blue, red. Let's try Burning Wish. They're not killing Bergie. Forcing Wish. And we have 5 mana. I'm not feeling confident in this empty. Horn doesn't necessarily do anything. We can't echo into empty, or vice versa. I guess we are supposed to empty. It does force them into it. I gotta read Brotherhood's End. Oh my god, just give me a... Okay, Brotherhood's End does 3 damage to each creature and planeswalker. Okay, so it does kill their creature, or they can destroy all artifacts, 3 or less. Which really we only have Chrome Mox. It's lethal goblins. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna put them on it. I think it's kind of silly not to. The unfortunate thing is that it does sweep up our other creatures too. So then our only thing that we have is our Echo. If we can draw a blue source. But I gotta imagine they at least had a Pyroblast, right? Here comes Brotherhood's End. Really feels like Brotherhood's End. Play an island. Yep. They just always have this card. We still have 4 cards. They're tapping out. They might not have force, but they probably do. It's not necessarily lethal. Please, a blue source. It's not a blue source. I guess we pretty much have to play this. There's no world where it does anything as a horn. Still think our only out is hitting a blue source and them not having force or pyroblast. Or even a misstep. Yeah, we missed. Well, oh, jeez. Alright, well, that was, it was definitely a tilting last match. But we 4-1, easy 4-1, back-to-back 4-1s for me tonight with this exact list. Both of which I felt as though I got robbed in the last match, but it is what it is. I think we got lucky a little bit in other parts of this league, so that's just kind of how Magic is. But the deck is feeling as smooth as ever, as threatening and explosive as ever. Can just win games out of nowhere that, you can be far behind and think you're out of it, and then just draw an Echo and kaboom, I win. So, yeah, I don't know what else too much to say. I mean, uh, I have, like I said, been playing those other brews, and people ask me, um, you know, about where the deck is going to wind up and that sort of thing. I guess ultimately, I don't 100% know, right? But I my gut and testing so far has basically told me that this shell is tried and true, and that this card is bonkers and should be right here where you see it now. And that likely this is what we're doing. And the sideboarding is not going to change all that much. So if you've grown accustomed to this list and how to play it, Good news is we are not really changing. There is not really a need to change in my experience. We're still very good against White Initiative. Like I said, I lost the match against them, my trophy match in the other league that I played, but largely because I kept a hand that was good against Delver. Just a heavy grid hand and got punished. So sometimes it happens. With this deck, you have more explosive ends and you have more safe ends. And if you keep the explosive against the tempo deck, you can get wrecked, and vice versa. So that's magic, baby. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy the epic gamble, and I will see you in the next one.